India is going from an offline, informal, low productivity, multiple set of microeconomies to a single online, formal, high productivity mega economy. So this is a whole new idea that individuals can use their digital capital to get ahead in life. India has transformed in many ways, and this digital transformation is at the heart of economic growth and so on. Now, we know what's happening in the world. The world is getting hotter, 1.5 degrees, Paris and so on. It's getting older, demographics are changing, geopolitics is there in every conversation. But as we noticed in the last 3 days, India is a young, democratic nation with immense potential and expected to be among the leading economies of the world. But actually, when you look below the hood, it's not one big market, or it was not one big market. It had huge variations in cultures, markets, regulations, industrialization. Every state had its own tax system and so on. But what has now happened is all these things have come together to create one mega economy, which brings everything together and leads to immense productivity. So what is fundamentally happening is India is going from an offline, informal, low productivity, multiple set of microeconomies to a single online, formal, high productivity mega economy. And this is the trend of the next 20 years. And you're going to see all this happening every year, year by year. And this has been enabled by a new approach to solving society's issues, which we call as digital public infrastructure. In other words, it's essentially extending the ability of a country to use digital technology at population scale to transform society. And digital public infrastructure has a number of building blocks. Each block does one thing well, but all the blocks talk to each other, they interoperate, and when these blocks come together, they create all kinds of solutions at population scale. Whenever you use a digital platform, it creates data. Data is the byproduct of the usage of a digital platform. And historically, in the rest of the world, data is used by companies to sell to you, advertising and whatnot, or by governments to see where you are and so on. But India has invented a unique idea, which is how can individuals and small businesses use their own data. We call this as the data empowerment architecture. And fundamentally, we have an architecture in India now where every individual and every business can use the digital footprint and use that and monetize it in different ways. And that's why we call this as digital capital. So this is a whole new idea that individuals can use their digital capital to get ahead in life. They can use their data to get a better loan, to get a better job, to get better skills. And therefore, the concept of digital capital is a whole new concept which doesn't exist anywhere in the world. And this idea of digital capital and DPIs is creating what we call a new grand bargain. Because most societies like India and elsewhere in Latin America and Africa, the challenge is how do you formalize a society? How do you go from having a small elite and a lot of people in the informal economy to a more inclusive society where everybody joins the system? And most people don't want to join the system because there's a lot of bureaucracy when you join the system. You have to pay taxes when you join the system. India has solved the issue by creating a very simple way of onboarding. So you can go and get get an ID with Aadhaar, get a bank account with KYC, get a mobile connection with KYC, start getting government benefits and transfers into your bank account. You can open a small store. You can then use the digital capital from your transactions to get access to credit. So there's a whole roadmap on inclusion which has come out here. And we think this is a unique model of inclusion because it empowers people with their own data.